So here we are coming up to Save On Foods. What a fucking shit show here, eh? So a white middle-class young woman was in Save On Foods and surprise, surprise, saw some private security being very disrespectful and rude to what looked like a poor person. So she started filming, and of course they told her, you can't film in here. So hey, legal people, someone's assaulting a person in a grocery store, which is a public space. Really, it's a grocery store. It's called, isn't that essential services? Is that essential food? Anyway, so they see a private security looking like they're assaulting someone and they film. Can you give us a little bit of a heads up here about their legal rights to film that kind of situation? So, private security are an extension of the police state, the authoritarian police state. Have you noticed the fascism down south and the fascism that we're dealing with globally that we're having to kick in the butt? Anyways, we have rights as human beings, and people shouldn't assault other people. And private security are sort of having to go under certain rules and laws. So let's look at some of those guidelines right now. So here's some guidelines here. All private security guards in BC must be licensed and have to carry and present his or her or they license and ID upon request whenever they are on duty, which they stopped doing because, like cops, they start to believe they are above the law. And of course, they're taking their leadership from the police, who are authoritarian and really proving to be quite fascist right now, not caring about people, only caring about protecting property, and mostly, let's face it, they are just defending the status quo. Private security guards are not police or bylaw officers. On public property, they have no special powers. Security guards can call police if they believe you are breaking the law. They can conduct a citizen's arrest under the same circumstances as anyone else. Brackets, they must see you commit a crime or run from someone who has authority to arrest you. That would be a cop. Anyways, and must turn you over to police as soon as possible if they do so. This is, kind of interesting. We have to really be, thoughtful about that. Guards cannot issue tickets. They cannot demand that you move off public property. They cannot ban you from a neighborhood, public street, or a park. They cannot take or destroy your belongings, and they cannot press criminal charges. Let's go back. They cannot demand that you move off public property. On private property, such as a mall, a bank, or an apartment complex, security guards have some additional powers. Does that include an essential service like a grocer where there's food being sold to people who are hungry? Anyways, they can search you or your belongings as a condition of entry to an event or venue. That's not a fucking grocery store. They can ask you to leave the property for breaking the rules as long as this is not done in a discriminatory or prejudicial way, which those private security were doing. They were all over that woman's scooter, touching her scooter, on the front of her scooter, touching her phone, hitting her phone. Assault, that's assault. Another thing, if you believe a private security guard has overstepped their authority, assaulted or illegally detained you, or has treated you in an abusive or discriminatory manner, you can make a complaint through the Ministry of Justice by visiting www.pssg.gov.bc.ca/security-industry/ that's it, or calling 604-660-2421. That's in Metro Vancouver. In Greater Victoria, 250-387-6121. Or 1-800-663-7867 in the rest of BC, and saying you want to make a complaint about a private security guard, which I will be doing regarding this last situation I was in. Do your best to get the name of the guard. When they don't give it or give their private security number, the company guard, or the company the guard works for, that's easy. Paladin. It's pretty much going to be Paladin in Victoria. All the complaints that I've ever had to consider making. One I did make, and the guy got a slap on the wrist and ended up going into martial arts to try and make sure he didn't ruin his career for being a Nimrod, listening to police instead of his own guidelines. Anyways, and add the time, date, and location of the incident. So I hope this helps people. We have to start making those complaints. We have to start paying attention to our citizens around us and stop letting the police dictate our public space. Right now, the police are dictating to the public that drug users are the biggest threat and they are insects. and they are not human. And you know what? They're human beings, and you have just upset the community. That's what the police have done. So the bottom line is we do have to, come together. The street is taking care of each other best they can under great duress. Okay? This is a genocide, okay? In Canada. Canada is complicit in genocide at home and abroad. Right now in Palestine and right now here at home. In our Victoria streets, as we allow the police and the private security to oppress and abuse human beings because they're poor. Canada legislates poverty and then criminalizes the poor. No more. Housing rally coming up, so prepare yourself, folks. Housing rally, housing rally, housing rally. Mark your calendar, okay? Well, I'll tell you the date as soon as we can, but yeah, reach out to me. We have a housing rally coming up, end of April. Private security person who understands that they're supposed to be protecting a building, not surveying people on behalf of the pigs. You're not surveying people on behalf of the police. You're protecting a building. Figure out the difference. Figure out the boundary. Hello, private security. Especially Paladin. Do not survey me, Paladin Security. I will be documenting. I'll be making serious complaints. You will find out about them.